Welcome to FuzzJockRadio.
This was a good kind of hard-working series for us. We did some really good things. That was big picture-wise with what we saw. How it all played out each and every inning. It was tough. I mean, it didn't come easily in any way, but we did keep working and we stayed on them and kind of tried to grind the other side, down and keep ourselves in the game as long as possible.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We're back. We're back for the final episode.
Trying to keep ourselves in as long as possible.
Yeah. What?
Just
Trying to keep ourselves in the podcast as long as possible.
Yeah, keep our
Just
heads
like
down.
rocket.
What are you talking about?
Stay in the game.
I don't know what you mean by that.
We were
Charles.
just reflecting on the intro.
Oh, keeping ourselves in. Oh, yeah. I made that intro. Did you like it?
Yeah, and you remember how you did that?
No.
I stopped.
I mean, I just did it a couple moments ago, like an hour ago or so. I made that.
That was fresh. That was about tonight's game.
Yeah, it was about yesterday's game.
Oh, okay.
It was Rocco Bodell.
I remember him.
He's a Twins manager.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. And
He has a very modern life.
And as a father of twins.
Did they win tonight?
No.
See, he was talking about a game that they won.
Yeah.
And that was yesterday. Right? They won the game yesterday, right?
Yeah, you win some, you
Oh,
lose
wait
some.
a minute. Are
We'll
we
get to
here?
that.
We're here.
We
We're
got to
here.
start.
We are here. I don't know if I'm ready, though. Are you ready, James?
Oh, I'm, born ready.
Are you ready, C-Dubs?
I'm ready. I think we should do introductions for sure once we get ready.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
Great idea.
That's where I'm headed at some point, right? Are you winking at me?
I'm winking.
Oh. Did you guys know that I don't know how to wink?
Really?
Did you
What?
see
I
that?
did not know that.
Did you just see that?
That was your attempt?
I like that. I like you not being able to wink. That's
Yeah,
very cool.
It's one of those fun facts of Fuzzy.
Fuzzy facts.
The triple F.
Fun fuzzy facts?
Fun
fuzzy
of
facts.
Of Fuzzy.
About the triple B.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Here we are. Here we go.
Let's calm down. This is the ultimate episode of season 8. This is episode 9.
Yep.
Wow.
We didn't land that correctly though this season. Don't we normally end on like episode? How many seasons or episodes do we have on the short season? Only 9 usually.
No.
I think it's like 11.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it would be 10.
Or maybe it's...
It might be 12.
It could be, I suppose. You can divide
Man.
12 by 6. Did you know that?
13's a prime number.
12 is not.
Nope.
No. But this is not a math podcast.
Yet.
It could be if we want to. We just don't want to.
We might want to.
If we want to someday, it's our
Change it.
business, okay? We'll do it.
Why not?
We don't care.
Yeah.
We love math.
This is going really rough, guys.
We love it. No, this is awesome.
I think it's going really well.
I love
You
math.
think it's going really well? I don't know. I think it's going really rough. I think that we need a rewind button here. Okay. We are FuzzJockRadio. You are listening to a podcast that's all about sports and the lives of the Hess that talk about the sports that happen in our world. And that world that we are in currently is a fuzzy world.
Yeah.
On Fuzz Talk Radio. This is, once again, FuzzJockRadio. I'm one of your Hess, named Fuzzy, all the way
Hello.
from Minnesota. And then we have another Hess all the way out in L.A., California. And their name is
Fuzz Dubs. I mean C-Dubs.
C-Dubs. And we have Fuzz Dubs.
Fuzz Dubs.
I like the ring to that. Do you want to change your name?
I kind of like that too.
Fuzz Dubs. And then we have a Hess, maybe the next season we'll just refer to you as Fuzz Dubs from here on out. It's kind of like the Justins that showed up at that fat camp that one time when
Yes.
we were all.
There's so many
Oh
Justins.
my goodness! People need to stop messaging
All the
me
Justins just showed up and they're
on
like,
Discord. How do I change the Discord?
if you ain't a Justin, you can get the hell out of here.
Yeah, that's kind of what it was like.
Yeah. Too much power.
Sorry.
Rewind.
Okay, I got interrupted a little bit by the Discord message that I just got sent, so I had to rewind. And my name,
Your name's Fuzzy.
My name is Fuzzy. I'm in Minnesota. We rewound all the way to the beginning. Jeez, crud! Oh, what is going on with this episode?
We're back
This
to
is-
season 1 again?
It's like this is no. I mean, oh man. Okay, let's collect ourselves. This is the ultimate episode of season 8. James just needs to keep on coughing. You know, we could just start doing hand cues if we want again. We could bring those back. Hand cue, I'm going to cough and I'll mute your mic. No, maybe not.
Trying to make a cue with my hand.
What type of cue? Oh, man. Where are we going with this?
Rewind.
Okay. We are at the beginning of Season 8, Episode 8. The ultimate episode of Season 8. And I liked the intro that I was doing earlier.
Rewind.
Well, this is FuzzJockRadio, and my name is Fuzzy, one of the Hests of 3. And we have another Hest all the way out in California, and their name is...
C-Dubs, damn it.
C-Dubs, Fuzzdubs, and then we have a Hest all the way in Minnesota that's right next to me, and their name is...
Hello, I'm J-Mets.
And we comprised together is FuzzJockRadio. Is that the right type of... Is that a good sentence? Like, the way I spoke that sentence, he did not like that, C-Dubs.
I think it was elegant.
Oh, sure, you're just...
Elegant.
I don't know what I'm saying.
No, it's elegant and eloquent.
I don't want men around me. I want people to tell me no sometimes.
Nah.
Kind of like, we have a special guest who I think I might need to take off out of nowhere during this episode, just so you guys know, because we do have a special Hest, and her name is Luna Hayes. She is my new puppy.
Congratulations.
Oh, congratulations.
Wish I had an aw button.
Aww.
So yeah, like I was trying to say is that this is a special episode, not just because Luna's here. Don't bite on that, Luna. But because we are at the end of the season 8, we won't be coming back until September 11th for season 9.
Yep.
9/11.
Never forget.
Season 9 on 9/11.
Yep.
Then we're going to start with episode 9.
That's awesome.
No, we're going to start with episode 11.
We should.
Oh, that's so awesome. That's when I bought a house.
Never forget.
9/11.
So cool.
So right now, though, we're in episode 8.
We are.
Of season 8.
It's true.
And
It's episode 9, aren't we?
This is a very special episode because we do have a brand new 90 seconds of content from the Breb.
Glorious.
Longest 90 seconds. More of it? Yes.
The longest 90 seconds. So make sure to stay tuned in. We will drop it. It'll drop anytime.
You know, for those of us that really love it, it's actually the shortest 90 seconds of our lives because we're just so thirsty that we need it.
We want more.
Yeah.
That's awesome news.
Time goes fast.
I'm excited.
Time goes fast when you have fun. Did you notice that?
Yeah.
We have a lot.
That's why it always flies by.
We have a lot to get to. We have the MLB, the NBA, the WNBA, the NHL, the NFL, other sports, AEW, maybe a little bit of Zelda talk, maybe a little bit of Diablo,
Pickleball,
Minecraft, pickleball, art,
Zoolander,
maybe some music. But we're not a music podcast. We don't really interview people about the stuff that they like to do, especially during the short seasons. And I just want to throw it out there. I apologize to anybody that was looking to be a guest this season. I just decided that it's a short season. We need the 3 of us. Next season, you should be able to expect some extra voices on these microphones because some of us will need to take a break here or there, and then we'll replace that voice with another Hest. Does that sound good? We should talk about that.
Sounds so good.
Off air instead of me just making decisions on air.
Yeah, this episode is our business meeting.
Basically. What
We've been brought here by the board members to make our decisions right now on the spot.
Of course, as soon as James and C-Dubs leave me, I'll be alone in this.
No, you won't. You just get this new roommate.
Oh, yeah,
it's Luna now.
Yeah, I got Luna.
The best part of having Luna is that Luna will eat all the cobwebs that start to grow between you and your computer while you wait for us. So you won't look all haggard when we come back.
I think that we should make sure to go back up to the moon next season. Check out the moon base. We haven't been out there since maybe season 2, I think.
Yeah.
We haven't been watching a lot of hockey up there like we should be.
Yeah, next season will be. We'll watch some hockey. Well, there's some hockey news to talk about tonight, though. But we won't get to that right away. The first thing we're going to get to is how are we doing? Were you going to mention something before I said that?
I mean, you'll have to prepare not just having Luna house broken, but moon base broken. She's going to have to learn how to
You're right. There's different physics up on the moon, especially when you're trying to go outside to go potty. There's different. It's a different being going up on the moon and having a pup.
Yeah, if you've never been there,
not the same type of training.
Yeah, we can tell you that's what it's like.
Yeah, not the same type of training for dogs. Pavlov, the Pavlov thing.
Yeah.
Conditioning does not work on dogs up on the moon. I don't know if you knew that, but you do know. Let's move on to
how we are.
How was our week?
C-Dubs.
How was your week?
What?
Uh-oh.
Oh, I'm back.
How was your week, C-Dubs?
It was lagging. No, I'm just kidding. My computer's being weird right now,
fine.
but we're good.
You're good.
My week was good. My wife has been gone, so I've just been chilling, trying to, get the house in order and look beautiful for when she comes back, even though that's weeks away. So there's plenty of work still to be done.
You gotta get more messy before you fix it up too.
Oh, I did that. I got it messy. That's for sure. I've just been trying to clean up the mess I made first, and then I'll clean the rest of the house.
Yeah, and if she's listening, you didn't make a mess.
Nope.
I don't think they have podcasts or radio in France, so she'll never find out that I'm saying these words.
Perfect.
That makes sense. France is weird.
But it's been good. I'm hoping to get more chill time with friends. Now that there's also no games this week, so this should be a good week too ahead of me. So yeah, it's I'm doing good considering I'm, on my own for the first time in like a year. So that's the thing.
Nice.
Yeah, you were a little bit worried. I didn't realize it's been like a year since last time you were alone.
Well, she was gone for a few days earlier this year, but that's not the same as 3 weeks.
No, this is 3 weeks. Yeah, it's different.
Yeah, it's a big time difference.
James,
hi.
How was your last week?
So cool.
Yeah,
I did a lot of cool things.
Want to talk about it a little bit?
Oh man,
want to talk about it a little bit, buddy?
What
Come
would
on, give us
hop
a little
on the
bit
couch?
Of talk. Come on.
Oh, I don't know.
Is this therapy now?
No, I already do that.
Okay.
What did I don't even remember this week. I feel like I was just consumed in the attention of my child and giving them attention and hanging out with them and
Are you playing a lot of Zelda?
No, not well, I have when he goes to sleep.
Sure.
I try to get some time in there, but no, together we've been playing a lot more like back on that old Battle Royale bus, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, the forts.
Yeah, building forts
In the night.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Or daytime.
Not sponsored. Not sponsored.
But, a little bit of that and getting outside, trying to run around and not be too hot in the heat.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That sounds great.
Just regular being a dad in the summer. Mm-hmm. That's what I did.
Summer dad.
Cool,
Summer dad. Can we call you Summer Dad from now on?
dad.
And then, whoa.
I need 4-part
C-Dubs
harmony.
is going to be FuzzDubs and
Summer dad.
And James, every season will be Summer Dad, Fall Dad, Winter Dad.
I don't know about that. We'll just see.
I don't know. I think it's just summer dad.
I don't want to commit to that.
Okay. I thought it was a new thing. Something to ask the blind refs.
Who knows?
Blind refs, I just want to throw it out there right now, the beginning of the episode, so I don't forget. Thank you. Thank you for all of your help. And making the different sounders, making the different topic sounders, all the music stuff that you've made us. Also, thank you to Turf for making some of our music and doing things for us as well. We definitely appreciate you guys, and we just want to make sure that you keep on making stuff for us.
So basically what we're trying to say is make a sounder for us to thank you for next season.
Thank you sounder.
We need a thank you sounder for the blind refs from the blind refs.
So that way I can just push the button and
every time we want to say
that's awesome. Then use our voices. Thank you for making all the stuff for us, blind refs.
Thank you for being cool people.
Blind refs.
And thank you for being a friend, blind refs.
Yeah, thank you, blind refs.
Hanging out.
Yeah, hanging out, blind refs.
Blind refs in the chats.
Blind refs.
And stuff,
saying thank you. Yeah, okay. I think we
Talking about things.
I think we
They're
got it.
funny people. I like them.
We did it.
Are we ready to move on to
Fuzz, how was
some-
your week? Got a dog.
Oh, yeah.
You got that dog in you?
How was my week?
Yeah.
You guys want to know how my week was?
I can imagine.
Well, it's been tiring.
Yeah.
I've been a little bit tired.
This is very new addition.
Yeah, the Fuzz House now has a Fuzz dog.
That's
fuzz puppy.
really cool.
Was born in April 5th, so it makes her 2 and a couple weeks old, so almost 3 months old. She is spayed and also got all of her vaccines and is a healthy pup. She's a little skinny because she was a rescue. She was from a litter of 10. Her and her 9 siblings were found in a bag next to a farmstead.
Oh, no.
And then brought to an animal shelter in Mankato, Minnesota called Benches. And we're not sponsored one bit. I paid them a lot. Actually, paid them some money to take. I was gonna say.
I like
take
Benches.
Luna home. Benches is a great
I
place.
like them. They're a good.
So
place.
if you are looking for a dog or a cat, make sure to go to Benches. And they like it was great. It was a really awesome experience. They provided me with a lot of puppy stuff, like a leash and a collar and a bunch of treats and potty pads and what else? Blankets from them, a couple chew toys.
Yeah.
So it wasn't just like here's a dog and some food. So and I don't know. I don't know if you guys want to hear how I picked her.
I like it. They set you up
how
for
I picked her
success.
out. Do you guys want to know how I picked her out? I don't know if you really want to know that. Do we want to put that on record, how I picked her out?
Let's ask the audience. Audience, do you want to hear the story
Press
of
the
why
button.
he picked out this puppy?
Do I have an audience?
Yeah, press the button. and
Let's
see
get
what
a response
happens.
from you, audience. If you want to hear it, roar now. Or no? You don't want to hear it? Maybe they don't. Oh.
Okay.
No, yeah, I don't have I don't have an audience button, guys.
No, there's an audience. You know, they're not just
my goodness.
a button.
Yeah.
You think the audience is just a button?
Well,
no.
okay. We'll pull the curtain back a little bit for our audience members right now, our listeners. They're currently for this episode. There are no audience. We are in the studio by ourselves because we wanted to make it very special. It being the ultimate episode, we felt that we needed to really hone in on how well we put this episode together. So we didn't need any distractions from audience members. We do love the live audience members, but I just wanted to throw it out there that this week we're in the studio by ourselves, and that's why I don't have a sound button for that.
I'm sure that the puppy would not be soundly sleeping right now
She'd
with
probably
an
be
audience.
a little scared. Yeah.
So
So that's pulling back the curtains a little bit. Let's pull the curtains closed again, and then get back into my story.
here we go.
So my mother wanted to go with. So yeah, I'm like, yeah, Mom, come on. We go in and 9 puppies come running at me because one of the puppies was already taken, and the 9 of them come running out and being all crazy, all wild and whatnot. I don't like to use the word crazy. I use the word wild instead. And she comes running out and she comes running straight into my arms and jumps right into my arms.
Yeah.
And I'm like, whoa, look at this pup. And then she just kind of cuddles in and starts falling asleep. And I turn to the employees of the place and I go, within like a minute, this is my dog. And they're like, are you sure? Like, there's a bunch of other dogs that are running around being all wild. And I like look down at her and she's already sleeping in my arms. I'm like, yep, nope, she's mine. And
It was like she decided you were hers.
Yeah, she did.
Yeah.
It felt like she was waiting for me. Like she was like, Dad's here. Finally you're here to take me home. And it was awesome.
That's what it was kind of like when I got Morning Glory. I mean, it was a long time ago and very different, but I was sitting in a room full of kittens and I was like looking through them like, yeah, I don't know what one I want. And then from underneath my legs, under the chair I'm in, Morning Glory came crawling out. And I was like, yep, threw another cat out of my hand and picked up Morning Glory. And it was like, this is the one. She was waiting for me and she's right here. And now is mine.
Yeah, that's
So
awesome.
it's nice when they pick you.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's usually like you'll know, like she had a bond, like we have a bond already. It's just wild. And yeah, so she stayed in my arms the entire time that I was filling out forms and paying for her, and carried her out to the car. And Mom drove us home.
Wow.
Yeah,
Very calm.
And the cats, the Wu-Tang cats, Raekwon. I'm sure you guys are wondering how the cats have been doing with
Well,
the new
cats
dog.
usually act a certain way with dogs.
They don't seem to be mad. They just seem to just be like, what is this? And we're a little worried. And Raekwon has been downstairs and checking out the scenery and just keeping his distance and then running away if the dog starts coming closer. But like in the last 2 days, Raekwon now has been like sitting right next to me with the dog sitting next to me. It was really nice earlier today. I was sitting behind the computer. Raekwon was sitting there on the chair, and then Luna was sitting here in her bed, and it was great. Ghostface has been so scared. Like he seems more scared than anything. It's really weird. He's just been upstairs, and he's starting to come down to check things out. Last night, Luna backed Ghostface into a corner, and Ghostface swiped, and there was a little couple droplets of blood on Luna's forehead. She went running, crying, and I turned to Ghostface. I'm like, "Good job. That's what you need to do." And I turned to Luna. I'm like, "Let's wipe that blood off, and I'm sorry that happened, but you gotta leave Ghostface alone." And they'll end up being good buddies. I'm just happy that they don't seem mad. There isn't extra piss. There isn't piss anywhere. Like the cats aren't like peeing. Like my people were a little worried that they would start marking their territories or something, and they haven't done that at all. They're just more scared and worried than anything. It seems like. But yeah, so that's my story. Her name is Luna Hayes. Hayes like in Purple Haze from Jimi Hendrix, and Luna as in she's black dog, and she's like a hound. She has really big ears, really small body, but she is almost about 3 months, so she's still a pup.
Yeah, very young stuff.
Big floppy ears,
I
which I
almost
think is
forgot
so wonderful.
that the audience can't see us, so they can't see what she looks like. So
She looks like a pile of puppy fluff.
if you ever met my old dog Sadie, she looks a lot like Sadie. Black with a white stripe down the middle and little dog.
It's got bigger ears.
No, Sadie had ears like this when she was a pup.
Really? Okay.
I think almost that Sadie might have been actually I have no idea what Sadie was. I just assumed that she was a black lab since she was a black dog. But now seeing Luna, and they have no idea what Luna's breed is either, but the vets are all like, "Oh, she's got to be a hound mix." So I almost think that I mistook Sadie for a lab, and maybe she was more hound because she never got big. And she had really big ears like this and big feet like this.
Yeah, she wasn't the biggest dog.
No.
I'm curious. We should Lily used to be obsessed with looking up types of dogs. She probably could be able to look at the dog and be like, it's this kind right away.
Yeah, Lily never met Sadie, I don't think.
No, she never did.
No. So yeah, there's that. There's that. We got a new dog in the mix to train, so this will be good. This is good that we're going into an off season, so I have some time to train this pup.
Yeah.
Take some time.
Training camp.
Yeah, it's training camp on the moon.
Off-season training camp.
In Mankato.
Should we get into their topics because we have a lot to go through?
I don't know. We should just keep talking about us. Your sports.
I mean, we can, but
I did a lot of
that might get
sports.
a little boring after a while.
Fine. Hit the wheel.
Open wide for some soccer!
Oh, that's great. I decided that I was going to just really randomly pick the topic. Normally, pull the curtains back again.
Oh.
Normally, I decide which button I'm going to click, but this time I decided not to, and I just actually randomly choose. And chose the one that we have no notes under. Do we have any soccer news?
I do know something I could say.
Oh, yeah?
don't know anything about soccer anymore.
What's that, C-dubs?
I don't know a lot, but I know that. Remember, we were talking about that U.S. versus Mexico game that was very out of control. And
Oh yeah.
Last week,
yeah,
so-
that really bad news Bears
People
won.
got mad. Lots of people
Yes.
got mad.
If you want to know what we're talking about, listen to the past episode.
It wasn't great.
So it sounds like I think 4 players, I think 2 from each team, got suspended after the actions that they had from that game.
They got
So there are a bunch of
suspended.
suspensions handed out. So that game
Good.
is definitely going to be remembered as being an ugly one.
Good. I'm glad that they got suspensions. That's a good thing, right? The organization.
Yeah, if they're being jerks and fucking hurting and targeting each other, they should not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then it's oh yeah, jeez. I don't really
Bad
want to
stuff.
get into that stuff a whole lot.
Nope.
You guys ready to go to other sports? I'd love to. Ping pong for sure.
Is pickleball skiing?
What is the highest level of car racing called?
Curling.
Other sports? Acro yoga?
Agro yoga?
Acro, like acrobatic.
It is a fusion of tennis, ping pong, and badminton.
What sport starts with a tip off?
Basketball.
Nope, incorrect. Other sports.
It's a very social game.
Fight each other to the death.
Like NFTs or something.
You have to hit the ball.
Other sports topics.
So are there multiple major leagues?
I went to a soccer game in Dallas, in Paris, in California, in England.
Go up to a soccer game and be in the supporter section.
Teach them how to play pickleball.
Why not?
Free lessons when I come up.
How many clubs can a golfer have in their bag?
Tiger Woods.
Tiger Woods. Might as well tune out now because I don't have another sports button yet. Oh, I love that. Other sports topics.
What's funny is when he's like, you have to hit the ball.
You do.
You do that in so many sports.
You do.
It's good advice. You gotta hit the ball.
In a lot of sports,
I would
you
like
have
to
hit the
invent a
ball.
game where you don't hit the ball.
Yeah.
I
I don't think it's ever been done.
You don't hit the ball in basketball, do you?
Oh, you do a little bit.
You hit it.
Yeah, it's just kind of you dribble.
Would you be
it.
able
It's
to
kinda like,
create a sport with a ball without having to hit it?
no.
Is that what you?
What if-
are you trying to create a sport without a ball, or are you trying to create a sport with a ball that you don't hit?
With a ball that you don't hit, and
Okay.
I think I already figured out how to do it.
Okay. How?
You just do horseshoes, but with the basketball in the center of where the peg is, and instead of horseshoes, you throw hula hoops. You try to not hit the ball. You want to get just around it.
I like that.
Yeah, why we need all
Oh,
this
actually, no. I
violence?
just thought of what there is. People do for a joke. They tie a basketball to a tall pole, and then they try to throw the backboard with the hoop on it onto the ball.
That's a sport.
Well, it's a
Yeah. Say yes.
goofy. Yeah, I guess it's a sport.
That's a
It's a sport
that
people
sounds
do.
legit.
So that's kind of like you don't want to hit the ball. You want to get it around the ball.
Yeah,
You've never seen that.
maybe.
It's ridiculous.
I don't know if you could do it though. I think that's like a definition of sports is like you have to do something aggressive at a ball, or else it ain't sports.
Have you ever seen water polo?
No.
Oh man, that's a sport.
Yeah. Okay, they must get really mean with that ball.
Well, especially when they start getting tired because they're treading water the entire time.
Yeah.
Do you know there's some controversies in the water polo world right now?
I did not know that. This
Yes.
is other sports
There's a-
topic right now. You
Yeah,
go
so we can
ahead
talk
and
about
why
it.
don't you bring it up?
Good idea. So,
Okay.
guys, I'm going to bring up
Yeah,
a topic
let's do
about
it.
water polo.
Well, water polo. We're going to talk about water polo, guys.
Yeah.
Yes.
What are we gonna? What's the controversy in water polo, C-dubs?
So there, and you're playing water polo, you're getting aggressive underwater, and
Yep.
the referees can't necessarily see down there, but they can see above the water. Someone is implying that a team illegally touched them in an inappropriate place
Whoa.
during the game. Yeah.
Oh, that's no good.
So and they don't know how to go about it because they didn't see it.
They need
But
underwater
they're claiming
cameras.
it.
Underwater
so they're
cameras.
like, yeah, it's big controversy.
Underwater cameras. Do they have rules against that?
Yeah, you can't hit someone in the junk.
Well,
Yeah.
is it specifically a rule? Like, is it in the books?
Yeah.
Okay.
It'd be the same as if they pulled their pants and held them down with that. It's the same type of thing. It's like a legal contact.
Speaking of which, That happened to me in 6th grade one time, and that really sucked. We were in this is ready. We're already here. Ready?
Yeah.
Where is it? I almost forgot.
boy.
Okay.
Here we are.
Is this? Oh. That's what I.
We all know what that sound means.
Thanks for
This
reminding me.
Jingle is. It's time for the
Buzz question of the week.
So the fuzz question of the week is when I ask the Hess a question and then they answer the question with their opinion answer. There is no rights or wrongs, so we won't discuss why we think that our opinion is better than the others because we know that we won't be able to change other people's opinions by just arguing with them.
Yeah. It's
right?
impossible.
That's a thing in the real world, right? Or do you just argue and hope that you change other people's opinions? I don't care. I don't care what the answer is, but the fuzz question of the week is not about changing people's opinions. It's just about giving yours out and not discussing it.
It's about
right?
questions, not answers.
But it is about your answer. I want to hear what you think, but there is no right or wrong, right? Okay, so the fuzz question of the week this week is, I needed to set up a premise first. Yeah. One time in 6th grade, when we were walking down, like in 6th grade, you get all lined up in a line to go to like the gym or go to a different class. Mm-hmm. Like you don't just meander around the halls when you follow the teacher in the line.
You gotta queue up.
You queue up, right? And during this queue up, I think we were walking to gym.
Yeah.
And this dude named Ryan was right behind me. He's been kind of making fun of me before, throughout the school year, just kind of picking on me a little bit. Like one time I went up to go speak in front of the class and he points out that my pants, my jeans had a little crease in them, down in the nether region. And
Mm-hmm.
he pointed and said, he laughed at everybody and said, "Look at Fuzzy, he has a boner." And that made me feel real bad. And that wasn't cool. And like when we're in this queue on the way to the gym, this Ryan kid, he grabbed back of my shorts and pulled them down. And
Oh no!
luckily, that day, I had decided to try wearing boxers. And when you're 6th grade, if you're wearing tighty whities, that would have been even more embarrassing. But it was just embarrassing because it looked like I still had shorts on, whatever. But
Yeah.
I still was really embarrassed by getting.
Yeah.
By getting, what do you call it when somebody pulls your pants down like that?
Yeah.
What do you call it, James? Is it de-pantsed or pantsed or like C-dubs? What do you call that
Pants.
when somebody? What did you say?
Pantsed.
Pantsed?
I remember, stupid kids that did that when I was growing up too, and it was always de-pantsed.
De-pantsed?
Yeah.
Okay. And there's another one I can't remember what it was anymore, but that's the
Buzz question of the week.
yeah. There we go.
It's the most controversial fuzz question
Man,
we've
I
ever
hate-
had.
a little bit more.
I hate that
fuzz,
that was a thing growing up, and I'm so glad
fuzz
that
fun fact.
that's like such a, fucking creep thing to do now.
Yeah.
To
Yeah.
think about and fucking.
De-pantsed.
Yeah.
Pantsed. There was another term that I remember somebody using. but
It
I
really
don't
sucked
remember.
growing up at a time when like shit like that just happened to you.
And people laughed.
Yeah.
Oh, people
People
laughed.
cheered it on.
Uh-huh.
Ugh.
More than that.
Yeah. Don't do that anymore.
Please don't.
Yeah, don't be a dick to people.
It traumatized me. It gave me feelings,
Hell yeah. If you're gonna pants someone, have their consent.
Fun, fuzzy fact. Okay, so
Water polos.
Water polo.
Water
We
polo.
did
Oh, yeah.
that.
Yeah,
Nailed it.
okay. So are we on to another topic already?
Maybe.
Is it snooker time?
Do you have some snooker controversies?
I mean, James is the resident snooker.
Snooker Association dissolved.
We haven't.
Oh,
years
no.
ago. We haven't talked snooker in a while. So since we don't have any snooker news, let's go on to what we did. We didn't even talk about what we did last week.
Yeah,
did
we did.
Yeah, we did.
We've done it.
I didn't hear any of us talk about saying that
Oh,
we
man.
watched wrestling all week.
Well,
We were
because
saving it.
Well, okay. I'm just trying to lighten the mood here, guys.
Do you
Come on.
remember when we
Come on,
watched
let's lighten the mood.
wrestling?
We watched wrestling all week
Is
long.
it time? Okay.
we're not going to talk about what we did this last week, but we did watch wrestling
There
all
was
week long, and we're not going to
yeah.
talk about because we already talked about what we did last week earlier in the episode, right?
Yeah.
About a half an hour ago already.
Oh wow.
This time is going by fast.
We watched
Fun.
a lot of hours of wrestling.
Just want to remind everybody, I haven't forgot. There is a longest 90 second coming up real soon.
Stay tuned.
Real soon. Just stay tuned. So we watched wrestling all week, and it was not any of the WWE wrestling. It was all AEW. They got that new show on Saturdays. So that means that we have Wednesday night wrestling with Dynamite, 2-hour episode. Friday night, 1-hour episode with Rampage. And then another 2-hour night of Collision on Saturdays. And then this week was special because there was Forbidden Door 2023 on Sunday, which was another 6 hours of wrestling.
Yeah.
6,
Wow, that more than
7,
doubled
8,
the amount of
9,
wrestling there was before
10,
that day.
11 hours of wrestling. Wow. In 1 week. How are we doing? How was it? Like, was it worth it, guys? Like, how was the...
Yeah, I mean,
were the matches
now that you
good?
bring it up, I do feel a bit of wrestling fatigue.
Yeah.
There was a lot of excitement to watch, and I mean, it was a struggle to watch all of it, and mostly just kind of had several bits of it, playing in the background and trying to keep an eye on what I wanted to see. Because yeah, at 11 hours, when you're hitting even 6 hours and 7 hours, you're starting to kind of pick and choose what you want to prioritize, So, yeah, but there was a lot of fun. I mean, it was a fun week to just kind of go all in and watch a bunch of wrestling.
What was your favorite
Well, All
match?
In's a few months away.
Yeah, I
no,
know.
just kidding. Sorry.
What was your favorite
It
match?
was good.
Guys, what was your favorite matches?
I didn't see the finale of it or the finish of it, but the Osprey Omega was unbelievable.
I think that's going to... that was my favorite match, definitely.
That's back on par with the match they did earlier this year, which might be the greatest match I've ever seen live. Or not live, but watched while it was happening.
JMS?
Let's see. I was thinking maybe Orange Cassidy defending in his 4-way. Man, we shouldn't talk about results, though.
No, we don't talk spoilers in this episode. My favorite was Osprey Omega. Do you think we should talk about the controversy of that?
That particular match?
Yeah, that particular match, there was a controversial move.
Yeah, let's talk about that.
And it was called the Tiger Driver 91, is what it's called. And explain exactly how that move is created and why that's a controversial move, C-Dubs.
So it's it's like you get someone into the position where their head's kind of down between your legs.
Okay.
You bend their arms. They're facing down where you're standing. They bend their arms behind their back, and they grab them like they're like a handle, pick the body up, and force them down on top of their head, essentially, like a pile driver without the opponent's legs going in the air.
Okay. And why is that controversial?
Because there are ways you do it. You land on your head or your neck. But it was also a move back in the day that.
And so you could saying you could potentially land on your neck or land right on your head. Mm-hmm. And along with that is that your arm. You got to remember your arms are pinned behind your opponent's back, so there's no way for the person that is getting the Tiger Driver 91 done to them. There is no way for them to protect their head or their neck with their arms because their arms are behind the other person's back, right?
Yes.
Or your own back, like your arms are sandwiched in between your back and the other person's belly, right? Is basically what's going on.
Yeah, and it's like you have to. You're at the whim of the person doing the move.
The person
you can't really control.
Has to protect you. There is no way you can protect yourself.
Yep,
is what you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
So that's and most moves, pretty much all moves, both people protect themselves. Right? Like you have your arms you at least have your arms free to protect your head, protect your neck, by putting your arms around your head or your neck. So the arm takes the blow more than just your head.
Yeah, and at this point they're trained, and they're supposed to be trained. And most of them, do really well at performing these throws and flips, to minimize all of those dangers in ways that protect each other.
And why has anybody been injured with this move before, C-Dubs?
I'm trying to think. Can't think of a specific example of that's how this injury to this specific person happened. But there is a famous example of that move being done as brutally as it was in this match. And it was in a New Japan match way long time ago. I'm actually trying to figure out what that match was right now. Because I believe they were trying to do a nod to that match.
Oh, I'm sure, because that's what AEW does, and Kenny and the Bucks like to do is, provide nods to old matches, and that's why I think that the way past explosion, the dynamite explosion, the ring
exploding barbed wire death match.
Yeah, that one. Why it only had a puff of explosion and everybody thought it was bad and everybody booed it. It's because I thought it was I still think it was a nod to the Terry Funk match where the explosives didn't go off just like that,
and the crowd booed.
And the crowd booed.
So they're using an explicitly notably more dangerous move as a nod to older days of Japan wrestling using these more dangerous moves.
Part of it is, so the move that you do for that is in specific New Japan style wrestling, strong wrestling style. One of the main things they do is they work on their exact what's the muscle that connects between your neck and your shoulder.
The cool thing.
Those muscles they extra work, so they're stronger than like a normal person would have. The shoulder to neck muscles.
Yeah,
that's part of. So that's why you see a lot of snap suplexes. What's the dragon one he does? That's why they do a lot of landing on their neck, is because they've actually specifically worked up their neck to take bumps like that. Now, again, that's on their neck.
Mm-hmm.
This move is him landing on his head.
Yeah, and impacting his neck.
Yes, so it's very dangerous. But again, I think they were very careful about setting this up, because I've watched it. It looks brutal. But again, if as long as Will's taking care of him, he can make sure how hard he's going down.
Just like how one of our friends of the show mentioned that move when he did it looked like this is quote unquote, okay, now spike me on my head and let's see what God decides to do about it. It looked that bad. And then so I asked about that move, and they had mentioned it was Miss Awa's big fuck you move. There's virtually no way to protect the guy taking the move. The four pillars of heaven in all Japan were notorious for dropping each other with sheer drop moves like that. Miwasa died in the ring from a backdrop driver.
Yeah, Misawa and Kawada. That's the match that I'm thinking of. Yeah, that's what they reference.
Okay.
So you're right.
And then they go on to say there's a lot of AJPW stuff that is hella dangerous. The OG Burning Hammer is legit the scariest move I've ever seen. The Ganzo Bomb is also awful. And if you really want a bad time, look up how Dr. Death Steve Williams used to suplex dudes in AJPW. Something that I'm not saying that go out and look this stuff up because it sounds bad. Yeah,
I did the footwork there.
Yeah, did you?
Yeah.
And do you recommend it?
It's just a lot of stuff that looks really brutal on the neck.
Yeah,
and kind of in what C-Dubs was explaining, people specifically trying to test the boundaries of necks. And
if I want to see that,
not a great thing to try to I guess, push too much. And I think, most people have figured that out. But
Yeah.
yeah, to still use that move nowadays, I mean, there's got to be. I mean, these guys understand what they're doing.
I was gonna say too. It was like if I want to see stuff like that, I'd watch like UFC or brutal like actual fighting. But I'm more than willing to bet that UFC, even places like UFC or Extreme Fighting, protect the neck because they're not there to kill people.
Yeah.
they're there to fight.
Mm-hmm.
I think I agree. Yeah, I mean, it's super dangerous. I don't think this move should be put Tiger Driver 91 at this level because normally when you do it now, you have them land on their shoulder. But there's a space for this. It just needs to be definitely used once in a blue moon.
Well, the problem with moves like this are the copycats. Now, people, what I worry about and what I think other people are more worried about than than these very trained and athletic wrestlers doing this to themselves is that there's going to be copycats. There's going to be people like,
well, this is what I have to. This is the level I have to do to be hardcore nowadays. I guess.
Or even young kids just thinking, hey, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this move that I just saw Kenny Omega do, or Will Ospreay do on my brother. And not realize, like I'm just thinking about my nephews all of a sudden, like and thinking if they saw that match and thought that move looked really cool and they were going to try it, especially with how, not just controversial, but everybody was aflame when that move happened. Everybody was talking about it, and there was no context really onto why people were talking about that move. To me, it almost seemed like people were saying, "Oh, he did it." As in, wow, that move is so awesome. We can't imagine how he got it to pull it off or whatever, like that's how I kind of took it. And that's why I asked in our conversations, like, why is everybody talking about this move? Because I didn't realize how bad it could be. And I can totally see kids now trying to do it.
Yeah, and it looks like a
really
very, very dangerous
themselves.
move to do with any bit of safety.
Yeah, so, I think though it's the same though. Again, it's the usage. Like anything people do in wrestling is going to be you don't want people to replicate it without knowing what they're doing. But it's the specific. Like for example, I'll use the flying headbutt.
Okay,
people used to do it all the fucking time. Hell, it was many people's finisher. It causes so much impact to your head. We know now it is a very horrible move to do, especially regularly.
Mm-hmm.
When someone does a flying headbutt nowadays, it holds a lot of impact or like even a unprotected chair shot. You don't do that anymore because of the past. We know from the past that doing that a lot is a really negative thing.
Yeah.
But timing it to a specific, this is the one time we do it, really leaves a major impact as long as, like we're also saying, you have the context for it. If you don't have the context, it's totally lost. But because I've seen an example of an unprotected chair shot where I was like, that was used well. Like Jungle Boy did it to Luchasaurus in their cage match. That's the first time I'd ever seen AEW do an unprotected chair shot straight up. And it meant a lot in that moment. And of course, it wasn't as hard as we think it was, but like doing headshots unprotected, I'm completely against. But there are instances where you can do something like that where it works story-wise.
Okay. So I see what you're saying with this move, with that wrestler doing that move. It was like he's got to the point where he has to pull out the controversial move to be able to even think about winning because his opponent is so good. Like he has to do that last move. I get that. I understand that.
That's the extent of it that I agree with. But yes, you're right. Doing this all the time, or copycats or indies people doing it, not a good thing.
No,
don't do that.
That would be horrible.
So the last thing I want to say about the Forbidden Door before we move on, or the week of wrestling, I agree. I'm a little petered out from wrestling, but by this Wednesday, I do think that I'll be good to go again. And then we also have a video game coming up on Thursday.
Oh my goodness!
And then Friday we have more wrestling, and Saturday more wrestling.
It's forever wrestling.
I can't believe that these people can do this so much. It's just wild what they put their bodies through, and they just keep on putting out a schedule of events.
Yeah,
It's even wilder to think they used to do this more. They used to do this even more without the comforts of everything we have today.
So,
I think we're gonna be seeing some people slowing down though, when they're going really hard. Much. So, yeah, they put their bodies on the line for sure for this entertainment, and I don't always know if I admire that or if it's to be no, that's the word. Yeah,
no,
I guess.
I don't know.
I don't know if it's always done admirably, respectfully, tastefully.
It's one of those things that if they are enjoying themselves and they're doing what they feel is what they need to do and not putting it on somebody else that other people need to work as hard as them, as long as they are, taking care of themselves, is fine. And we have no say in how hard they should work.
I'm sure, yeah.
And also I don't think that we should admire people that work that hard unless if you want to, you know.
Pedestalize whoever you want.
People can work as hard as they want and as not as much as they want or whatever. Like there's a lot of different things about work that aren't work too, but are work without people thinking that they're work. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Kind of like shoots. Mm-hmm.
I do look at wrestling in their entertainment, like what putting their bodies on the line. I look at it a lot as how I used to perform.
Sure.
Yeah.
In my band, like.
You put your body on the line.
I understood what I was doing. I was taking a risk, but I did it for the respect of the audience. Like I was like, they're here for a show, and I'm going to give them a show
for their entertainment.
Now I may be only able to do this once, and then it'll be rough after that. But I'll give them something they'll never forget.
Yeah, as long as you know what you're getting yourself into.
I know what I'm getting myself into. I'm making that decision. The audience isn't forcing me to do shit. I'm doing it for them, but on my behalf.
Yeah.
Not doing it on their behalf. I'm doing it on my behalf. And I gained that thought a lot from people like Mick Foley or nowadays like a Darby Allin.
Mm-hmm.
They know what they're getting themselves into, and they do it for the purpose of they want to do it, and they think that people will enjoy it.
Or even like, skateboarders or UFC fighters or... scuba divers, they know what they're getting themselves into.
Yeah.
And
still means there should be safety and regulation to it.
Well, absolutely. Yeah. I'm not one to say that they shouldn't be doing that because it's dangerous.
Yeah.
It's not my decision what people should do with their bodies. Last thoughts on...
If it's mine, no one told me. And if it is, I apologize.
No.
Huh? No.
What?
No, it's fine to have
that was my joke.
Okay.
Like,
hey, get your finger out
there. There you go.
Get your finger out of that.
Last thoughts on Forbidden Door before we move on?
It was wild. It was intense. And like I said, there's aspects of that that's like super impressive and just, that's a line it's hard to imagine. And when that's not what you would do personally,
Right.
So but like some of those these guys go really hard, really extreme, and it's kind of cool. And I don't want to say it's really cool at the same time,
I think my nephew is going to become a wrestler.
Do you get it?
Yeah, I do get it because I think my 8-year-old nephew is going to become a pro wrestler at some point.
Yeah, there's some of that where I'm glad, like my son doesn't want to see any blood. So I'm just like, that's fine.
Yeah.
You don't want to see this.
As soon as I told my nephew that
really
they're not,
violent.
As soon as I told my nephew that they're not really hurting each other, but they do get hurt sometimes.
Yeah,
his eyes lit up. He's like, "Oh, well, I can do that then," because at first he thought that they were actually mad at each other and hurting each other.
Yeah.
C-dubs, last thoughts?
I wanted to say, it sounds like all the work they put into this pay-per-view with New Japan and AEW combining with their best talent to make a good show really paid off. Some of the matchups they had, even the performers themselves had really high, expectations for themselves. And sounds like everyone's pretty happy with how they came through on it. Because I know, like,
This is their second one, right?
second one, yep.
No. So I'm sure that they were working on it since the first one.
In some cases, yeah. I also know that there was the idea of Okada. I'm not going to say how that ends, but Okada versus Danielson came from when Okada saw Danielson wrestle Kenny Omega at Grand Slam to the time stoppage, or not? Yeah, because they ran out of time. Remember, they wrestled for a full hour.
Sure.
He saw that match and said, "Yeah, I want to put on a match with that guy right there." And so they've been planning it basically since then.
And I was saying, they don't really hurt themselves. But they do sometimes get hurt. That's a good example. It sounds like in real life, Bryan Danielson fractured his arm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
sounds like he broke his arm.
So, nephew, you just know that that's a possibility. Yeah. He's probably not listening. He's only 8. My final thoughts is we're not sponsored by AEW or Forbidden Door or any of this stuff, but you definitely need to check out this pay-per-view.
What is slashing?
Slashing is like that, you know?
We got some NHL Wild and NHL news in the sport of hockey.
I don't know any
ice
hockey.
Ice hockey. It's summer. Why are we talking about ice hockey?
It's too hot. All the ice melts.
Hot, yeah. The Wild are out of caps. They spent all their caps in Fallout, and unfortunately, they won't be able to buy anything else.
They can't keep the sun out of their eyes now.
Is that right?
Yep, don't have any baseball caps. They threw them all on a hat trick.
Oh, I thought you were saying caps, like as in like bottle caps from Fallout.
I think it's both.
Oh,
I thought it was the baseball caps.
What type of caps are we talking about here?
Because baseball.
So it's their cap space for the salary cap. The highest it can go is a specific limit. That's the cap.
Is the salary caps? Is salary cap shortened for salary capital?
Don't think so, but maybe.
No, it's for salacious
We all know what that sound means, or what this jingle is. It's time for the
Fuzz Question of the Week.
Okay, the fuzz question of the week this week is, what does salary cap stand for? Jameis.
Stands for the truth.
C-dubs.
Cats are pretty.
And that was your...
Okay.
Fuzz Question of the Week.
Okay.
Justice.
So they're out of salary cap. Basically, they don't have any more money.
Yeah, they're under cap hell because of 2 players that don't play on the team are still getting paid by the Minnesota Wild because of their guaranteed contracts.
Okay, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
That's a lot of minutes.
Wait a minute. You're saying there are 2 players that don't play for the Wild anymore, but we're still paying them?
Yep.
Who are those 2 players, and why are we doing that? That doesn't sound right. Like, are they bamboozling us or hoodwinking us? What are they doing here?
Absolutely.
How's this happening?
No, you're pretty spot on there.
We made a ridiculous contract offer to these players many years ago.
Who are these players? Who are
is
these?
Ryan Suter, who
Ryan
plays for
Suter.
the Dallas Stars now.
Okay. The team that we hate because why? Because they stole they used to be the Minneapolis North Stars.
We paid
Texas
that guy.
Stole them.
We paid that guy to beat us out of the playoffs.
No,
that's true.
Holy shit!
Suter's the one who hurt Kaprizov. Is that
was
he
this
couldn't
his first
play
year?
well?
Is this his first year off the Wild?
No, he's been off for like 2-3 years.
Still getting paid though.
2-3 years and he's still getting paid.
Oh yeah.
Oh my goodness.
And Parisi, Zach Parisi as well.
Zach Parisi. And how long has he been on the fucking salary?
He's on a different team as well, but he's they've been both, I think, off the team for like 3 years now.
3?
And we still, I think, have 2 more years to pay them.
3 or 4. 2 more years? This
I
isn't
think
the
so.
last year that we're paying them. This is going to be like 2 more years, you're saying?
Yeah.
So it's going to be
They were
like
signed
a
to like
total
13, 15-year contracts.
And oh my gosh. And why didn't the other team the other team doesn't have to buy out that contract?
Nope, because we dropped them.
Yeah.
We released them, I should say. We released them.
Without doing nothing about it.
Oh boy. Why didn't anybody bring this up to me before? Like there's already been
We knew how mad you'd get. We've actually held off until the last episode just for this reason.
3 years you guys been putting the wool over my eyes about this wild hockey team. And you guys did another 2 years. You guys aren't the ones putting the wool over my eyes. I'm not blaming you two. I'm not blaming the FuzzJockers either. But at the same time, you could have emailed us about it, and James would have checked that email, and he would have let me know right away, right, James? Yeah. Yep. So I know that's what would happen. And now we're saying there's at least 5 years. So what are we going to do about it? Can we do anything about this?
We can make trades.
Yeah.
Kaprizov?
That's about our best offer. We can sign a few people to small contracts, but we have to basically make trades.
We got to trade it.
Do we need to? Do we have a good enough team just to... Well, I guess not, because we didn't even make it into the playoffs, did we?
We made it in the playoffs. We just didn't get to the...
You remember we got beat by the guy that we paid?
I just kind of erased my mind once we don't make the playoffs, So what you're saying is there's going to be a lot of trades, most likely, for the Wild here coming up.
It looks here that they have something like 14 million dead cap space from the two of them combined.
That's too much.
$14 million they can't spend on players because they're paying them.
Wow, that's wild. That is just wild. I can't believe we just
That's
dropped.
Wild.
Yeah, there you go.
Well, it's really wild as there are some sports where players will retire. Or not retire, but they'll leave and they won't play for anyone and they'll still have a guaranteed contract. And so they'll sit at home and they'll still get paid football money to not
we
play
talked
football.
about the football player that moved out to Indonesia.
I should do that.
So there are people who do this, and it's not their fault. It's the team's fault for signing the contracts. They don't want to do that. They should not sign those contracts.
Well, it's at least it's good on the teams to fulfill those contracts. That's good for them.
Not weasel their way out.
Yeah, I mean, we always talk about the players absolutely deserve as much money as they're getting, plus more, because there's so much money in sports, especially with betting now. Oh man.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of betting, I wanted to bring this up to you.
Yeah.
So what do you think if you know who Woj is, right? The NBA reporter?
No, I don't. And if I did, I would still ask you, explain who Woj is for the FuzzJockers.
So Woj is was something Wojnarowski is his last name. I don't remember his first name at the top of right at this moment, but he's like the guy. If he tweets something, that means it happened.
And
that's
Woj is a reporter.
He's a reporter
for
he's a
NHL?
journalist for basketball.
For basketball.
Sorry, I know it's forgetting that, but this is just in sports betting in general. I just want to bring this up.
Yep.
There's a guy who's on the same level as him, who's different.
Should we move over to basketball?
Let's do it.
Let's
do
just
the
move over to basketball
Yep.
here real quick before we start talking about basketball. Where is my basketball ball? Nope, that's baseball.
Basketball.
FuzzJockRadio.
The NBA theme, here's an idea. It goes like this.
FuzzJockRadio.
Okay, so there's this reporter named Woj in the basketball league. Now, what are we gonna bring up?
So there's like the next level Woj, who's like right underneath him, who's just as big of a name, but not the same prestige because he's younger.
This is like the Sid Hartmans of the world.
Sure. So he's like the lower level of like that type of, because he's new. This guy's younger.
Like these guys are like the new Sid Hartmans.
Yeah. So he's dropping news, like, oh, this is going to happen. Everyone's like, that means it's going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
But he also does a lot of speculation. Like, this is in the works. Here's the word of what I know.
Yep.
Anyway, he's got a show. He works for The Athletic, but he also has a show on FanDuel's like TV network.
Okay.
And during the NBA draft, he tweeted out that there was speculation about the second pick being a specific player who was not already favored to be that pick. And the line for the betting for that pick changed.
Yeah.
And it didn't happen. So people are kind of like, should you work in sports betting and also drop news and speculation about things that people are sports betting on if you work for that company? Isn't that kind of
it's
not good?
It's a conflict of
it sounds like it works out for them.
Sounds like a conflict of interest to me.
More
That's what
of
it
a
sounds like.
Convenience of interest.
It sounds like possible inside betting, which is 100% illegal to me.
Oh yeah, it does.
It sounds like something
Tampering.
that I was absolutely worried about happening at some point with. I didn't think of journalists, but I always think, either the players or coaches or umps or referees. But those are I suppose, when you think about it, those are the easy ones to pick out to do some, nefarious sports betting. But a reporter, wow.
Yeah, well, the thing is, though, because this could actually be worse, because it's not like he's betting on it, but he's convincing people to bet on it, which then gives the company he works for more money, especially when it doesn't happen.
That's him doing it. Absolutely.
Yeah, so that's
him betting.
because it's not him putting money on the specific bet, but it's him putting money from your pocket into that company's pocket.
It's the same thing.
Like, that's even worse in some aspects.
Sounds like maybe some type of racketeering almost.
Yes, that's what I feel like.
It sounds like that.
But
yeah, it's interesting. Like you said, I did not think this would be one of the major examples of this going sideways so quickly.
No, you wouldn't think reporting. But
I'd put it right on him.
Oh wow, yeah. That's something. That is definitely something. And how do we get ourselves out of this? Because currently a lot of the sports are okay. I suppose this is the question too.
No, this reminds me a lot about
the sports are owned by the betting companies now, right?
Or the sport. Yeah, sports own the betting companies.
Broadcasting rights, like Bally Sports, all that stuff.
It's all mixed in.
What were you gonna say, James?
No, it just reminds me a lot about this rock opera by this old Minneapolis band in the early 2000s.
What's that?
Where just the journalism, the journalists tell the story that the pirates want. It's very thematic to the.
Do you remember what
story.
what it was called?
Oh yeah, it was cool. It's called Edie Guraga.
Okay.
By Fort Wilson Riot.
So FuzzJockers, check that out.
They're an amazing band.
It's kind of the same thing that's happening.
They'd probably say they've moved beyond their older stuff, and would encourage you to probably check out their newer stuff. But they're super tight.
But still,
Fort Wilson Riot. Yeah.
You should still be able to check out other people's. Yeah,
got to learn the progression.
The old stuff.
Big fans of them.
Check out the old stuff. Check out the new stuff. But don't.
It's just like sports betting. I bet they'd love to hear that.
Don't do. It's wild.
Yeah,
it's wild.
It's wild.
So, in other NBA news, the Lynx are now 4-9.
They're getting a win a week.
I just wanted to get past that sports betting stuff. That okay?
Yeah, I'm good to move on from that too.
Email us or comment below what you guys think. That's something we need to make sure we do more in season 9, maybe.
Is email us more
or comment.
So this is on all of you.
Comment under the episodes because these episodes are on different podcast services like YouTube. There's a comment section. You can talk to us through that too.
If you don't do it, we're gonna quit.
No, we're not.
We'll go on strike.
Yeah.
Also push that like button if you like the episode. If you don't like the episode, it's okay. Still push the like button.
Just don't push the don't like button.
If you like it,
there's a lot of services that are taking away the don't like button. Did you know? Have you noticed that? Like YouTube doesn't have a.
I don't like them.
Maybe they do. I don't know.
It's because it's inherently not likable.
Put a 5 star.
So they don't
make
need
sure
it,
to rate the episodes.
It's already not likable.
Rate the show. Do 5 stars if you want. It'd
6
be great.
stars even.
Yep.
If you got stars, you
But
better
so the links they're 4-9 now. Before this is the last episode, and we can't talk about them anymore until we come back, and we'll tell you what they're. So remember, 4-9. This is, and when we come back, they'll have won the championship.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Remember this moment.
Naz Reid on the Timberwolves.
Yeah,
our
that's awesome
center,
news.
Naz Reid.
Yeah, I
who
love
can
that guy.
shoot the threes and do some good post work.
Mm-hmm.
He has been extended.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, he hasn't been extended. Like, he's still probably the same height and everything.
And made one of his fingers longer.
Yeah, no. Not we, but the Timberwolves.
We did it.
The
We did it, guys.
Timberwolves. The Timberwolves extended Naz Reid's contract.
Yes, they did.
They want to keep him.
That's good.
Yeah. Do you guys,
I want to keep him
Did
around.
you guys see the?
I saw the news and I was very excited for it because I look forward to him, and missed his absence when we were in our play-ins and playoff experience.
Yeah. So he had a. Go ahead. Jim.
I was just saying, and we need some people to stay on the team if things are going to change
really
drastically
do.
in the next few years.
And he's a good pick.
Really interesting.
He's
Yep.
darn good pick for an extension.
His best season was 11.5 points and 4.9 rebounds.
I
And
didn't care.
18 minutes per game.
Yeah.
18 minutes he is able to get all that. And, the games are a lot longer than that.
He's my pick for the franchise. Face of the franchise.
They agreed to a 3-year deal, $42 million. So good for Naz Reid. Congratulations, bro. That's really awesome. Any other NBA news other than that Towns hopefully doesn't leave?
Nah, he ain't gonna.
I hope Towns doesn't leave.
Yeah.
Like you said, he
can come on our show anytime he wants.
Like he said, yes, he can. We
Yeah,
haven't
come
said
on-
that.
Come on down.
Yeah, if
Towns-
he wants to email us, he's welcome.
If you
We
want to
are
just be
big
on the
fans.
show, you can be on the show. Don't be shy.
Yeah.
And please don't leave the Timberwolves because we're not trying to sell your house either.
No. It'd be illegal.
I think I'd cry if he left. What else do we got? We got some baseball news, don't we?
Baseball is fun again in Minnesota.
And baseball is kind of fun again in Minnesota.
it is,
We're
and it
winning,
isn't.
we're winning and losing, and we're winning.
We're
It's like we're playing baseball. We
It's just
we
so
win,
baseball.
we lose, we can win again. How did the Detroit series end up, Seamus?
We had 3-game road series. The start of a road, stretch of road games here. So we did 3 in Detroit, and we did win 2 out of the 3, which is great. I was not looking forward to the beginning of this. Did I mention this last week that I was down on the Twins, and then they had the Joe Ryan complete game shutout? We talked about that.
No, that would have happened right after the episode.
Oh, really?
You mentioned that.
Oh, man. Yeah. So, who was that against? That was before Detroit against Boston, maybe? I think we
Yeah, I
ended
think it might have
we
been
ended
Boston.
the Boston series with a really good note of splitting that 4-game series, which included a Joe Ryan complete game shutout, and I believe that was the first occurrence of a Twins pitcher doing that. What was the name that came up? It was probably I don't know, Joe Nathan? Probably even before that? No, probably not. Probably after Joe Nathan, but it was a long time ago, several years since we've seen a Twins pitcher go 9 innings, let alone complete game shutout. We did it. We got one of those. That was exciting.
We got one.
Mm-hmm. And that same game, Buxton hit two homers, really long, 460 feet.
Yeah,
huge
they were
homers.
long as hell.
900 feet of homers in one day. So
That's our boy.
fun. Yeah, and then we coming off that, we played Detroit. It's been hit and miss there. I don't know. We didn't really keep a lot of that momentum after the Joe Ryan experience, which we needed to keep the momentum of the Joe Ryan experience. We kept enough of it to kind of, we took the series in Detroit. We still have a losing record against them, which is kind of funny. And here we are in Atlanta, and we lost tonight our first game of 3. But we didn't really play as bad as the score looks. I want to say. I think we lost that game 4-1.
Mm-hmm.
And we didn't play it that bad. There was a bad call of putting in not a clutch relief pitcher against one of the best hitters on the Braves team in Acuna. Yeah. So he obviously did what he does. He would have done against probably most of our other relief options at the time.
Give a couple runs up and then be able to get it back. Right.
So.
Well, that's the way the cookie crumbles sometimes in baseball.
But we got two more.
How the ball rolls, maybe if it hits a rock.
Yeah.
I will say we do got to lose a couple games to keep up with your vision for the end of the season. So I mean, it's not always bad to lose a game if you want to get that under 500 or what is it, under 500 and losing record in our division and win it.
Yes, we're going to take the division with an under 500 record.
Oh, that's the goal.
No, we might even hit 500. We'll be 500 or sub 500. Take the division with a losing record against all the teams in our division.
Okay.
That's it.
But
yes.
probably not the Royals.
Okay, I'll make sure to clip that.
I don't think it's possible to do
for
that
next season,
against the
so we
Royals.
can come back and talk about that.
But in the meantime, we just had a pitcher announce they need Jose De Leon needs a second Tommy John surgery. He's gonna.
Oh, I like De Leon.
Yeah, he's gonna be out for quite a bit. And then some other news about prospects, but
there's a lot of Tommy John surgeries going on, that happens.
Pitchers,
that's baseball for you.
That's baseball. Baseball's all about Tommy and Johnny.
Just like how the ball rolls when it hits a rock.
Yeah, with Tommy and Johnny. The Dodgers are doing better than the Twins.
Yes,
It's time. Time for what? Dodger baseball?
It is.
My. It's time for Dodger baseball. Mother, people, fetch the radio station.
I love that. The Dodgers have the best winning record at home.
Yeah.
But also are third in their division.
Yeah,
so there is
wild.
that.
Very
wild.
That's cool. They played the Astros recently, didn't they? How did that go?
Yes, the Astrix were just in town. Which I found very interesting that, I wanted to bring this up. So there's still two players from that era that beat them in the or cheated against them in the World Series.
Okay.
Yes.
And so I wonder if that fervor is starting to die out. Because while they still boo them,
that's a good question.
This was our.
That's a good question. I think I'm going to ask. Is that we're going to have another question of the week?
No,
No, we will discuss it.
Okay.
I think I'm going to jump to your question. I'm not meaning to interrupt you here, but how long do we keep calling them the Astrix? Do we call them the Astrix forever? Right? Is that what you're getting at, C-Dubs?
Yes. And my thought is,
okay, yeah.
I just keep saying, I'll let you go next after this. I just say, I kept telling everyone this week, I think once Altuve is no longer playing, that's when people will just stop.
So
they'll give it up.
There's currently two players from that era, from the season that they absolutely cheated and got caught cheating to win the World Series.
Yes, and two of the big players in that.
One of them is Altuve, and the other one is
Bregman.
Okay.
But Bregman was not Altuve and I think it was Altuve, Springer, and the guy who went to coach for Boston were the three most important people in this scheme.
Okay, so you just brought up a coach too. Is that coach?
He became a coach. He was a player in that World Series.
And he became a coach for the Astros?
For the Red Sox.
Okay. Are there any...
But I believe they were the main people.
Are there any coaching staff or organizational people that knew about it that are still part of the organization?
No, it was the players.
Okay. See, J-Mez, what do you think? Well, how long do we keep calling
C-Mez.
How long do
C-Mez, I love it.
C-Mez and...
No, I don't like that.
FuzzDubs. I don't like C-Mez either. That's too close to something. That's way too close to something else.
No, okay.
What do you think, J-Mez?
Well, and, I was really proud of that name. I thought it was so funny to say that about them, but it's a good point to think about.
So how many years has it been?
But
how many years has it been?
And
since
I don't even want to think about specific players personally, and attest that all this scandal and ill will upon them personally, or even individually, as the player, but I would think in any reference to the World Series championship, and the banner, the title, the ring, the record of that year, that record is the Astrix.
Yeah,
all of those records are the Astrix.
Yes, absolutely. But however,
anything in reference to that esteem, that prestige of those acclaims, is the Astrix.
Sure.
But apart from that, I mean, I think
That's not
completely move on.
I
but,
think
that's
but
not
if
the
someone
question.
wants to talk about how
That's
cool they are for
that's not the question though. The question we're asking is
what are we
people
asking nowadays?
There's people that are still calling the current team right now. They call them the Houston Astrix when they play them.
People are saying that a lot.
I mean, we do. And the question is, when do we
it's
stop?
caught on a lot. Everyone's done it now.
Yeah, I think.
I'm sorry.
I'm trying to think. It's like because he's right. He's right on like it is that season because even Altuve.
But what?
Even Altuve has proven to be good without that.
The question is, when do we just stop calling? We call them the Houston Astros. That's the question. When do we start calling them Houston Astros instead of the Houston Astros? That's the question that we're asking. We're not asking.
Okay.
Because we already the stats that team, that World Series is an Astrix. Absolutely.
Yeah.
However, since then, since all the
Candle.
All the they were something happened to them. What do you call it when they are caught doing something and they were disciplined?
Mm-hmm.
The team, the players, everybody that was involved were disciplined. There's been 8 years that have passed since that World Series.
Yeah.
People still call the team the Houston Astrix. When do we stop calling? And that's because of them cheating.
Idea.
When do we stop calling them the Houston Astrix and call them the Houston Astros again?
When they fire the owners.
Where the owner...
Ooh.
Okay.
Replace everyone at the top that was involved. And do it with the Red Sox, too.
That's what
Just take them down.
That's what I was wondering, if there were
Topple
staff or organizational people that were involved in it that are still there.
Yeah.
The owners... Were the owners involved, or was it just a player thing? And I think that's an absolutely great point. You keep calling them the Houston Astrix if the ownership was in on it, still own the team.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I kind of agree with him on that.
Kind of more than booing Correa or booing Altuve.
Yeah, because this is such a delicate balance though, because it was the players who did it and went for it, concocted it, and made it happen, but the owners never denounced it. They never did anything to change the culture of that idea. But I think in fairness, I will say the players did. They went on to win another World Series without cheating. They just did it.
Yeah.
So they clearly aren't that same team. They've proven, like Altuve, is good when he's not cheating also.
Yeah.
So I think, I think though, from the fan perspective, the regular fan who's just looking for something to root, go for, root against, or whatever, I think the fervor will die when Altuve leaves. That's just my theory, but I think it's already starting to go away.
Okay. Yeah.
Because this weekend,
it's been 8 years.
We had.
It's been 8
it's been 6 years. Sorry, my bad. Yeah. 6 years.
It's been 6 years. 10 years already?
Nonstop.
But the crowds were not as big of we had sellouts, but we have mega sellouts where we release standing room only tickets.
Mm-hmm.
These were not full on sellouts, which is interesting because normally that would be the biggest sellouts, is when people have been wanting the Astros to come here since then so bad, and when they do, they get all out. They go all out for it,
so they can boo
But
them. These
last 3 games, they didn't. They were pretty much sellouts, but not. People weren't going crazy about it, and even though they were booing loud on television, the attitude inside wasn't the same as when they'd previously been here. So I think it's already starting to. People are getting over the idea of that. I think it's actually happening organically.
Okay.
Yeah, me too.
Okay.
I think.
Because
I don't know.
I don't care.
Well, like for us, I think that it's a little bit easier for us to start forgiving, or not like that. We're not forgiving that season or that World Series, but forgiving the team itself because we have a player that was on that team
and
that
we
want
have to listen to everybody hate him.
Yeah, and it's hard to hear that. And can you imagine being on the Astros and anywhere you go, you're booed no matter, and you've never been on that team. You weren't even on that team before.
Sure.
Yeah. And you're getting booed even though you had nothing to do with that team, to the point of not even ever being on that team. That would be really hard.
Yeah, it makes them want to build a time machine, make sure they never go on that
So
team.
maybe we
in the
don't.
first place.
So maybe for the players' sakes, we don't even call them Astrix anymore because the owners. It's for the players, like why are we even booing them if they weren't even on that team?
Yeah.
It's because that's good. This will bring in for our football topic next.
Sportsmanship, right?
Yes, it'll bring up because it goes all into sportsmanship.
Okay, so let's go into football. Right before that, I just want to remind everybody to stay tuned. And I did not forget we have a grab 90 seconds coming up at some point. But we need to go into football real quick since we're doing really awesome segues.
Are you ready for some football?
Yes, we're ready for some football. C-dubs, you were saying?
So, yes, so since we're just talking about sportsmanship amongst like fans to sports players, there seems to be a quote unquote mild controversy between players in the NBA or NFL who are is some would say not showing good sportsmanship by calling their quarterback better than others, which I find weird to relate that to sportsmanship.
Someone said that? Who said that?
So the Buffalo Bills have the Bengals have a wide receiver, Jamar Chase, who said Joe Burrow, best quarterback in the league. Sure. And people said, what about Patrick Mahomes? And he said, Patrick who?
Okay.
Mm-hmm. But he was in jest. He's not sitting there fucking telling Patrick Mahomes to go pound sand. Like he's just
Patrick.
He's having fun. He's just rooting for his guy.
My cousin's
Patrick
neighbor.
Have a last name?
My cousin's neighbor. Did you know that? Patrick Mahomes is my cousin's neighbor. The pickleball. Yeah, he's a pickleball neighbor.
Wow.
Keep going ahead.
Yes.
But so then there was the response by Travis Kelce, the tight end for the Kansas City Chiefs, who Patrick Mahomes plays for, defended his quarterback, being like, "This is who," and it was a picture of him with the trophy and all this stuff.
This was on Twitter.
That sounds fun.
This is a Twitter thing, and they've been going back and forth. And honestly, I think they're just having fun.
Yeah, it sounds
but
like. But
there are people in the media being like, "This is bad sportsmanship. This is bulletin board material that's going to make the Bengals regret having said that." And I'm like, I don't think that's sportsmanship.
No,
I think that's just being fun.
This is all in jest, it sounds like.
Yeah, it's entertainment. It's not sportsmanship is like, I fucking hate you. I'm taking you down.
They're putting words on a website, right? Is what?
Yeah.
That's not real.
Yeah, I think that's interesting that we have examples of that type of sportsmanship in the MLB. And then this is what's being called bad sportsmanship in the NFL, and it's not even involving sportsmanship. It's just a very strange thing to me.
That is strange because they don't talk about when the actual bad sportsmanship's happening in games, or when a player is just so absolutely pissed off at the other team and doing stuff. They don't go, "Oh, that's bad sportsmanship," and they don't make it a big deal. And it's so weird.
Yeah, I mean, you can see some heads getting a little hot, and emotions running high in close games and things.
Interesting.
People getting in people's faces and that sort of thing.
I have a theory.
Right?
I have a theory on why this is controversial at the moment.
I don't think
we're in the sports abyss.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah,
there's not much going on, so they're like, gotta create controversy to create cash.
Yep.
Look at this.
So we'll just take this benign thing and we'll blow it up.
And then there's probably something else going on that they want to, do the look over here while other things happening over there.
Yeah.
They're just
what's going on over there? Then?
I don't know. We'll have to investigate.
You gotta start looking over there.
There's not much other stuff going on though, right? In the NFL.
No, that's why we're taking our break soon, or after this episode.
Screw the NFL anyway. I didn't say that, did I? Maybe. Well,
Yeah,
I don't
you
know.
said it, and I amplify it.
Okay. Are we done with topics?
Yeah. Oh no, we're there.
Are we already there? Are we at the end of the episode?
there?
Well,
I mean-
no. We need to do.
Oh wait, how does this song go again? Oh yeah, memory.
This is a fuzzy memory trivia. This is when I ask the episodes.
Let's ask the episodes. What's up?
You should ask Eric-based questions.
What are the episodes up to these days?
Ask trivia questions.
Okay.
Give
Yeah,
me.
it's gonna be
Episodes are
interesting. I
great.
like this.
Episodes
In
are
preparation
great.
for the longest 90 seconds of your life, we're gonna have
Shoot! I
Eric
I
themed.
forgot that we needed to play that. Well, we'll play that.
Well, we're
after.
not there yet.
Well, what do you mean?
It's coming.
I
I don't
should
know.
have played it a long time ago. I kept on telling the FuzzJockers
crap.
that we were going to play it, and I was going to play it a long time ago, and I totally forgot. So we'll play, but we have to go through fuzzy memory trivia first because I
Please.
already
Push the
pushed
sounder.
the sounder. So let me keep talking, guys. While I
So we're
Man.
gonna have
This is-
Eric-based trivia to prep everyone for the longest 90
Are we?
seconds. The last longest 90 seconds of your life for the next few months.
I know next to nothing about Eric's.
What
Except
about
for,
Eric?
know, the one that is on our show a lot.
Oh,
Yeah.
I was thinking Eric Redbeard,
Eric Redbeard.
the wrestler.
Never-
He's pretty cool.
Is he though?
Do you ever heard of Eric Redbeard?
Yeah.
okay, guys.
CDD
All right.
won't stop emailing me.
Are you ready for some football?
It's about some
Oh wait,
board
how
game.
does this song go again? Oh yeah, memory.
Okay. This is a fuzzy memory trivia. This is when I ask the Hesley question, and then they answer the question with an answer, and they get a point for the correct answer, and 0 points for the wrong answer.
That's how it goes.
And they just throw out their answer. They don't have to buzz in or anything. They just throw it out there like a sports ball.
Don't question it.
All right. Just throw it out there like a sports ball. I do not know what the scores are anymore
No one
because
does.
I don't know if you noticed, everybody. Oh yeah, there's no video.
It was evaporated.
We changed this. I'm starting to get ready for season 9, and I've been doing some construction in the studio. The monitors are different places. The chairs are different places.
The contractors moved the scoreboard.
Yeah.
There's a crane in the middle of the
about
room.
that. So do we want to just go with 0-0, or do you guys remember what the
Let's
scores
do it.
were?
Whoever wins this wins it all.
Let's go with
Probably really good
It's
for me.
eight.
That's what I remember.
8-8 for episode 8.
Okay.
No, this isn't episode 8.
This is episode
9.
9.
Why does it say 8 on the board? I've been messed up this whole time.
That's all right.
Okay, so currently
9.
the scores are 9-9.
Oh.
Ooh.
Okay, that sound good for the episode.
Yep.
These
Love
are our sports-related trivia questions related to the notable sports figures named Eric. Eric Cantona is a former professional footballer who played for which English Premier League team from 1992 to 1997?
Winchester.
Crystal Palace.
Incorrect. Manchester United.
Oh, I got half that right.
In 1994, Eric Butterbean Esch, an American boxer, kickboxer, mixed martial artist, and professional wrestler, won which unusual boxing title?
Triple A.
Featherweight.
The IBA World Super Heavyweight title.
IBS syndrome.
No, the IBA World Super Heavyweight title. Eric Dickerson, a former professional American football player, set the NFL single season rushing record in 1984. How many yards did he rush for?
1,400.
324.
2,105 yards.
That's really good.
Eric Hayden is a retired American speed skater. How many gold medals did he win in the 1980 Winter Olympics?
7.
5 gold medals.
Damn. 5 golden medals.
Eric Lindros, a Canadian former professional ice hockey player, was elected to the Hockey Hall of Fame in which year?
1957.
1972.
He was elected in 2016.
Man.
Eric Wanlada is widely regarded as one of the greatest American soccer players. Which Major League Soccer team did he play for from 1996 to 1999?
The Galaxy.
Yeah.
San Jose Clash.
That's what I said.
Oh, they don't even exist anymore.
There was American soccer in 1996.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's when the dynasty of the LA Galaxy started.
Wow.
Because they were like one of the best teams, them and the Red Bulls.
96.
Which
NFL team did tight end Eric Ebron first play for after being drafted in the first round of the 2014 NFL Draft?
The Lions.
Seattle Seahawks.
The Lions.
I knew that.
C-Dubs gets a point.
Oh, nice.
I got a point.
Congratulations on your point. I didn't
Thank
really
you.
want points that much.
Eric Bristow, known as the Crafty Kanaki, was a professional player in which sport?
Hockey.
Darts.
No.
And that was...
Are you ready,
Oh, wait. How does this song go again? Oh, yeah.
So that was Fuzzy Memory
Is this
Trivia.
my award for winning? Oh, thank
Yeah,
you.
I'm
I'd like to
back.
accept this award on behalf of me and thank
the
the
Erics.
thank the FuzzJockers for letting me into their lives and allowing me to be victorious. Thank you so much, and I will see you next season.
Actually, I have not announced the winner.
What?
Because
And
I'm conceding.
It looks like we're going to... Well, you're going to concede?
Yeah. It was a wonderful round. He showed me how to sports about Eric's.
Well, I was,
and
I was gonna say we're going to, like, you conceded before. Oh man.
Yeah,
Oh man.
Sometimes it's not just about the winning.
Remember
to me.
those times that
Always.
you guys would yell out an answer without hearing the full question, and then once.
Oh yeah, like last week.
And this is kind of like that right now.
The good old days of last week.
And I was gonna mention
can never
that,
go back.
There are no winners and losers in life or FuzzJockRadio. We're all winners, and nobody needs to concede. Nobody needs to accept awards, because we're all, once again, winners, and we're all
but
here.
I concede that he answered more questions correctly about Eric.
Does it matter?
Yeah. I mean, if you want to know,
Only because it's about Eric's.
But if it does matter if you're looking for the specific information about who answered more questions correctly about Eric-related sports trivia.
Is that what this?
Other than that,
is that what this is about?
Oh,
This
I
time.
wanted to get to that. We've been doing this thing a whole season. We're at the end of the episode, and I don't even know what we learned.
Did we
learn anything?
I remember that at the very beginning of the season, I wanted to have the theme thread of the season to be about sportsmanship.
Yeah, we were going to teach all of you
all about sportsmanship, and I think we did it.
We just did it right now with the conceding. That was the ultimate lesson in sportsmanship.
And then also me saying that, hey guys, you don't need to concede and you don't need to
That's
accept
true, too.
awards,
I
because we're all here to love each other and just be happy with each other and be sportsmanlike, right?
Sometimes I'm here to know exactly how much I know about Eric-related sports trivia.
I will say,
And
you know what
he's
I've
part of
learned
it.
this season?
Are we learning?
It's the friends that I made along the way.
Are we
That's what I
learning
learned this season?
We're learning this now? Oh man, I didn't know this was a learning channel.
You know what this is?
I didn't know if we
Eric
learned anything
podcast.
at all.
You know what?
That's what I was asking. That was the Dre Mays question of the week. This is here we are at the end of the episode.
Well, keep going.
Oh, okay.
I was trying to count you down.
Okay.
I was doing some signs of
What
like
was happening?
3, 2, 1.
What's a beloved regular? What's a beloved regular? What's a beloved regular?
The running input isn't that great. At least once a season. The running input isn't that great. At least once a season. Well, they call that the longest 90 seconds of your life.
Presented by beloved regular Eric Blake here on FuzzJock Radio, a Fuzz Talk Radio production. Oh, crowd. Oh, God. You scared the shit out of me. Oh, sorry, I've only recorded one of these all season. I didn't realize how you guys were still waiting. Oh, man, I've been playing Zelda this whole time. Hey, crowd, look, I've got over 200 hours in this game, and it's been out for 40 days, so I'm just gonna keep playing as we go here. Is that okay? Hello, Fuzzy, J-Mez, C-Dubs. I hope you're all doing Zelda. Well, I just found a well. Hold up. What can I say? When I recorded the other longest 90 this season, the Mariners were looking promising, and the Kraken were in the playoffs. Mariners are having a middling time of it now, and the Kraken beat the Avs in round 1 of the playoffs, but they lost to the Stars. And as we all know, our conference rivals, the Golden Knights, went on to win the Stanley, so great season for the Kraken. We're all proud of them, very excited, but sports is kind of dead, Zelda's out. Kick a ball. How about build a ball out of wheels and spikes? Throw a ball. How about throw a contraption of my own making at a highly dangerous monster and see if it helps me kill it or not, It's just sort of a wide world, and there's there's a lot of Zelda to play. Looking forward to the Zelda podcast.
The longest 90 seconds of your life. Hey!
Presented by beloved regular Eric Blake here on FuzzJock Radio, a Fuzz Talk Radio production.
Next week on Longest 90 Seconds of Your Life. Oh my God, I think we just blew the lid off this hole.
And that was our 90 seconds. I think Eric Breb is trying to tell us to go touch some grass and some Zelda.
Go play Zelda?
Yeah, go play Zelda and go touch some grass. So I think we're going to just end the episode now, guys, because I think it's time.
Honestly, that's what I've been thinking about this whole time.
Yeah. Was there anything before we end the season that we didn't touch on before we go?
If anything, maybe we didn't talk enough Zelda.
I don't think we did.
We need more Zelda talk. I gotta say, we better be careful because Mr. Breb might come for our jobs. He's killing it.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
With that Zelda playing.
Thank you so much, Breb, for all of your hard work. Thank you to all the other blind refs for all of your hard work as well.
And just remember to make us that thank you button so we can push that right now.
Yeah.
Thank you for your hard work.
Thank you. Jameis, is there anything else that you needed to bring up before we end the episode?
No, it's been a fun season.
Yeah.
Even though I reflect so much of that sentiment of being excited about local teams at the beginning, and man, it's just
here we are.
Not great.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, hopefully, not even hopefully, when we come back September 9th, 9/11, September 11th, when we come back for the 9th season, we'll be in a different position. It'll be great.
And I'm so close to having everything done in that game. So, by then I will probably for sure have moved on from Zelda. Maybe. We'll see.
Fuzz Dubs. Was there anything that we forgot or didn't talk about that you want to bring up before we abruptly ends this episode?
I can't think of anything other than it's the friends I've made along the way. That's the journey. That's the lesson I've learned. Okay. I love you guys.
Dubs Fuzz.
Ooh.
I am going to take care of this puppy. And I just one more time want to thank the Brebs and the Breb. There's one Breb, and all the FuzzJockers. No, not well. Yeah,
and the veritable Brebs of our lives.
There's only one FuzzJocker too.
Did I run too far?
No.
I just want to say thank you to the Breb and also all of the blind refs, once again, thank you so much for all of your help. And thank you very much to all of the FuzzJockers out there that have listened to us talk about sports and talk about our life. We really, really appreciate you. Once again, our email is fuzzjockradio@gmail.com, and Mez will check
Such
the
a good
emails and we'll talk about them when we come back.
I'm the best at reading them.
We are coming back September 11th, so just don't forget.
Yeah, never.
Yeah, and I'm sorry if that joke offends you guys at all, if it offends anybody, because it is the day that I bought a house, and that is true. And when I bought my house on September 11th, I was asked if that was okay if I really wanted to do that, and I responded saying, yes, I do want to do that, because it's about time to start making good memories on that date. So we'll be back September 11th for the 9th episode of FuzzJock Radio. Until then, 9th, what did I say? Episode. I said episode. I meant 9th season. Oh man, this ending was going to be great until I said that.
Sorry, I ruined it.
No, you didn't ruin it. I ruined it by saying that. I'm not going to rewind because we need to end this episode at some point.
Every day.
Let's end the season at some point so we can get back to Zelda.
Yeah.
Thank you, FuzzJockers. Please don't leave us. We all love you very much. Not romantically, but platonically. Maybe romantically for some of you if we're maybe, in a relationship with you or not. I don't know.
Depending on how much you really appreciate the new Zelda game or not.
We love you.
It's kind of the test.
So I think that's the end. Yeah, that's the end. Thank you.
Radio.
Goodbye.
This was a good hard-working series for us. We did some really good things. I was pleased with the big picture.
I hope you had a good time.
How it all played out each and every game. It was tough. I mean, it didn't come easily in any way. But we did keep working, and we stayed on them and kind of tried to grind the other side down and keep ourselves in as long as possible.
Why not?
Man, I don't want the season to end. Let's not lend it.
If
No,
you
we
would
have
like
to.
to support, head on over to our shop, fuzztalkshop.com. That's FuzzTalkShop.com. Buy yourself a hoodie or t-shirt. We even have mugs and stickers. From all of us over at Fuzz Talk Radio, we appreciate your support.
And we're off air, and we are done with season number 9.